What's up, y'all? Let's talk about aiming in Warzone 2. A lot of people have been complimenting me on my aim lately and asking me about tips and tricks and different things that they can do to improve their aim overall in the game. So I just wanted to make a quick video. We're gonna go through a few settings and talk about a few things that will help you improve your aim in Warzone 2. All right, let's just dive into the controller settings real fast. I play on tactical. Everything at the top is really just personal preference. I only play on tactical because I don't like to punch with my right thumbstick. Other than that, everything is default. My sensitivity is 88.75. Just because this is mine, I wouldn't just copy this and think that it's going to work for you. I'm going to show you later in the video how to find the perfect sensitivity for yourself. If you go over to advanced, we want to keep aim assist on. Aim assist type is default. I've tried Black Ops and I've tried default. Default is definitely the better aim assist type, so I would go with that. Then you want to scroll down to your aim response curve. You want to put this to dynamic, and then you want to put the multiplier to 1 and your transition time in the instant, so it takes effect as soon as you aim in. As far as dead zone, I keep mine at 0.08. My controller is fairly new, so I don't have any stick drift. If you open up your map or anything and you see that your cursor is moving without you pressing it, then I would increase my dead zone until that stops moving. The only dead zone that you should change is your left and right trigger. Make sure those are on 0 because you want your left and right trigger to react as soon as you press them. You don't want any delay with that. So the next thing I recommend you doing is going over to your graphic settings and going over to view and changing your field of view from 80 to 115 to 120. I play on 120 because I'm able to see more of the map, and also it takes away that visual recoil. If I play on 80, it does seem zoomed in, but I do have a lot more visual recoil than if I was on 120 FOV. So you can see on 120 the visual recoil is reduced drastically, and I'm able to hit more shots. Also, the setting under that, your ADS field of view, you want to keep this at affected. Now, if you have this on independent, it does do the same thing like if you were on 80 FOV. So if I'm on 120 independent, it does zoom in and it makes my target seem closer, but it also increases that visual recoil a lot. And if I'm on affected, my target is smaller, my gun is smaller, but the visual recoil for me to hit the target is reduced drastically again. So I definitely recommend keeping this on 115 to 120. Also, I would change my weapon field of view to wide. This makes the gun smaller, so when I ADS, the gun isn't taking up most of my screen and I'm able to see my target a little better. If you pay third person, I recommend putting your field of view to 90. All right, so let's talk about sensitivity real fast. Just because I use 8.8 or another streamer, another person uses a sensitivity, doesn't mean that that's the right sensitivity for you. There's no such thing as the perfect sensitivity. I'm gonna show you a couple different ways to test your sensitivity. Make sure you're using the right one. One of the easiest ways is just to load into the firing range, and using the target, just moving your cursor, jumping it back and forth from target to target, trying to stop right on the target without overshooting it. If I overshoot it, that means I have to lower my sensitivity. Or if I'm dragging it over and it feels like I'm forcing my right thumbstick to the left or right, I probably should higher just a little bit. And that also works with your ADS sensitivity. You want to be able to go from target to target, stopping on the target without overshooting. If I overshoot, once again, I want to lower it. If I'm dragging it over, and I want to higher it just a little bit. And just shooting these targets is a good way to test to make sure you have a decent sensitivity. It's just a good way to start. Another big part about sensitivity is your centering. So if you don't know what centering is, it's just where your cursor is while you're moving around the map, while you're running around. A lot of people have their cursor pointed down at the ground when they're running around, which is not good, because if somebody comes around this corner, if I ADS, I'm ADSing at the ground, and by the time I readjust my aim and move it up to shoot them, I'm probably already dead. Centering is important because it could be the difference between winning and losing a gunfight. Quick example, if I run around this corner and I'm centered up and ready to fight, and an enemy comes around the corner, I'm able to shoot him, I'm able to hip fire him without adjusting my aim. But if he comes around the corner at the same exact time and his centering is down, the first thing he has to do is adjust his aim before he hip fires or shoots. So more than likely, I'm going to win that gunfight. Like I said again, especially because the TTK in this game is so fast. You also want to center your cursor where you expect your opponents to come from or where you're running to next. If you watch really good players in either COD League or Warzone, you will see that they're always centered on where they expect people to come from or where they expect people to pop out at. For example, if I'm running on this part of the map, I don't want to be centered at this blue crate. Nobody can phase through the blue crate and kill me. So me having my cursor there only hurts me if somebody pops out on my left or above me. So me personally, if I'm running on this part of the map, I'm probably gonna try to keep my centering on this window, just because somebody might pop out of this window, or on the left side of this container, just because somebody might run through the archway underneath this building and jump out on my left side. And as I'm running, I'm just turning my cursor to where I expect people to be. And lastly, what you can do to improve your aim in Warzone or in multiplayer is, before you hop on, you jump into whatever game that you want to play, just load up a private match and run around and just shoot bots for 5 or 10 minutes. And where you're shooting the bots, try to aim for the head, try to aim for their upper chest, and just move around, work on your centering, work on centering on your target before you shoot them, and just things like that. And that'll help you get that snappy feel every time you fight somebody. Just like I said, try to aim for the head, aim for the chest. And if you do this for 5 to 10 minutes a day, I promise you'll see a massive improvement over time.